in order to do something, I need to feel like I'm good at it.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is like a reason why something that definitely does stop people from doing
Yeah,
things.
it's so silly because at the end of the day, like, you're not going to be good at it if you don't
Exactly.
start.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Film Sponge. I am here today with my good friend Abby.
Hello.
And today we are going to talk about motivation and imposter syndrome and kind of how it feels like to go through the film / TV world when it ain't easy. It ain't easy.
It isn't.
So first off, I just want to start by asking you what got you interested in film.
Oh God. Okay. Well, growing up, like every little kid, I wanted to be an actress, and then things happened. Life gets in the way, and I no longer wanted the attention on me. Then I got really into I say into it, like it was a dream, I guess, into like photography. And then from that, I started watching more films, and I guess, this is so lame to say, but I think the first film like that I watched as like a teenager, but like an older teenager becoming adult, I guess, was it was Call Me by Your Name, and that is what like made me be like, wait, film is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to create something beautiful and meaningful. And then I watched Lady Bird. Oh my God, I'm just naming all the like 2017 films. And that made me also really like want to be able to tell stories. So yeah.
Cool. Well,
What about you?
well, we found out last episode.
In case you missed
In
it.
case you missed it, go watch it. Otherwise, yeah, it was just something I always had an interest in. I mean, something I didn't touch upon was the fact that I also was first interested in acting. It's something that was always there, and I think, it's something we both have spoken about wanting to explore.
As adults now, yeah.
I know I just did a little thing. I just did my little short film, and I was acting
Let
in
me
it. Let me think. And how we kind of, when I decided I wanted to do that, we both kind of had a similar kind of mindset of wanting to get started in acting or just try it out a bit. So we did a couple of workshops.
Yeah.
And how did that go for you? How did you
I
those?
really enjoyed like acting workshops, and it's something that I definitely want to like get back into. I think I've like made it my goal of 2025 to like actually do like an acting course, even if it's like a little
I
like
looked up a workshop yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So I'm so down to do.
Give me the
something
details.
Together. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I think it might be easier actually doing it together, because then obviously you meet people there, but like the initial first like going in is always easier when you have someone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the acting courses, and it kind of made me feel like, wait, am I like good at this? Could I be good at this? And I hate something that like is in my brain, and I feel like you might feel this as well, where in order to do something, I need to feel like I'm good at it.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is like a reason why something that definitely does stop people from doing
Yeah,
things.
it's so silly because at the end of the day, like, you're not going to be good at it if you don't start.
Yeah. And if you don't practice. But
100%.
I definitely felt like it was something I could do, and I definitely want to give it a go.
Yeah. Well, because I know there's a few things that, I mean, you mentioned photography as well, a few things, kind of different aspects of like film and outside of film that you're interested in. Is there anything right now, apart from acting, I guess, or maybe just acting, that you like really want to try more of?
So I want to be that person, but I love anything creative. I want to get back into painting. I used to do that a lot when I was younger, and I think as you get older, life kind of just gets in the way and you just don't
100%.
do these things as much. So I want to try that again. We keep talking about doing a little crochet day. We need to do that.
I think one of the things I thought about recently is how important it is to have hobbies.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, especially when you're doing something creative, it follows you around. You know, it's not like you just go to work and that's it. When you're wanting to do something creative, it comes home with you.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I like having like creative hobbies that aren't things I want to actually pursue as like a career. So like literally the other day I was making little air dry like clay stuff.
Oh, fun. I've been wanting to do that.
Yeah, it's really fun. But I'm not like doing it in a way of like, oh, this can be like a career or anything. It's just like,
it doesn't need to be.
Yeah, it's just a creative outlet, and I think it's important to have those that are separate from what you're wanting to pursue.
We both struggle with finding motivation, which is so annoying. It's a whole thing. But my question to you is, what makes you excited to work on something?
I think a big one is like the people around me and like the people on the project. Like if I can tell someone is excited themselves, then that like makes me excited. It makes me like want to do it, even if it's not something like I would like initially think about doing. Like if it was like a random idea that wasn't really up my street, but if they were excited for it and they were wanting me to help out, then yeah, that would make me want to do it.
Yeah, 100%.
What about you? What makes you excited?
Yeah, I think the people is a big part of it. I would like to say the final result, but I think as we discussed in the first episode, that it never becomes what you like imagine.
And also you don't always see the final result like straight away. Sometimes it could be years, and it's like
So, well, hopefully not years. But
trust me, there's been some projects where it's been years.
Yeah, we'll never see them again. Okay. So, let's talk about imposter syndrome and what it means.
Oh god. The definition of imposter syndrome is I can't get it out.
What is it? What does it mean to you?
Gosh, I feel like imposter syndrome is something I have always felt like my whole life, especially like not to get deep, but like growing up as like a British Indian person in like a predominantly white area, I felt like, what the fuck am I doing here kind of thing. It just didn't feel like I belonged, and then like just in anything I do, it always feels like I don't belong. I guess that's what imposter syndrome is for me, like feeling like I shouldn't be in a certain space, even if like I've been given that opportunity, or like someone thinks I'm like worth being there. Like there's such a big part of me which is like, no, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah, and that's why it's the syndrome or whatever, because it's not true, right? We kind of,
or is it not true?
No, it's not. And you know, I've had this thought a lot about, you know, faking it until you make it or whatever. There was that clip of Rihanna that went viral or whatever. Just fake it until you make it, you know the one?
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you feel like an imposter, I think that's when you kind of give in to it in a way, and you allow yourself to just not value yourself as much, you know? It like if you feel like you belong there, then you hold more value.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I completely agree. Like it makes it there is truth to the whole fake it until you make it thing, because if you feel like you belong, then you're gonna act like you belong.
Yeah, 100%.
So even if you just like keep telling yourself no, this is actually where I should be, and like just give yourself pretend confidence and stuff like that, eventually it will turn into real confidence.
But then I guess there's a thin line of not being overly confident, and I don't know, like I feel like there are those people on set that are just too much.
Yeah.
I don't know, but or they come off as cocky and like
Yeah.
narcissistic, and you don't want to go that far, but then you also want to make yourself known, and
You don't want to be obnoxious with it,
yeah,
because that's where you create more like enemies and friends, I guess. Or not enemies, but you know, like people. First impressions do count, especially on like a film set, because it's like you're there to work, but also you might only be there for like a day. So that's why if you make a good first impression, then potentially that's how you build connections. So if you go into it being like obnoxious, people aren't going to want to work with you again.
Yeah, exactly.
But you do need to go in with like a confidence of like, oh, I know what I'm doing.
I mean, look, on our own sets, I think I have been vocal sometimes of, I don't know what I'm doing. Leo's the one who's telling me everything. But it feels like a safe space.
Yeah. So like that is also normal to a certain extent, especially if you're trying something new. Like when you were talking about in your other episode about how you were like trying out sound. You weren't to know like straight away what you were doing and if what you were doing was right. So it's okay to ask questions, especially when you're trying something new, but you should also like go in with a bit of confidence of like, okay, I now know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but then it does help sometimes to pretend like you know what you're doing in a way, you know. I don't know, it's a difficult one. But
just like if you're given something you don't know, just quickly go off to the side and Google.
You can. But that's why we are thankful for our good friend Leo.
Our good friend Leo.
That has taught us so much. And
it taught me more than university has.
Exactly. And that's why, look, you only need one person, technically, that knows more than you for you to, like, learn off them. And I guess because I think we are both quite hands-on people when it comes to learning. Like, we have the approach of like we kind of have to be shown and told instead of just one or the other, or you know read about it. Like that doesn't help me. I need to see it being done.
And like for me as well, something that helps me is like trying it myself and being like, oh, is this right? Like even like
I need the validation.
Like also like explaining things, like being like, oh, so I do it like this and this, like going over it really helps.
I just need it once, like, and then I'm fine. I can do it by myself.
But the validation does help as well to be like, okay, yeah, you've done that right.
Yeah, 100%.
Because then I'm like, okay, I've done it right. I can do it again.
Exactly. That's how you know you're capable of doing things. And it's just, that's why it goes back to community as well. You know?
But going back to the whole, like, you need someone who knows more than you, but you, like, they might know more than you in one thing. You might know more than them in something. It's like, that's how it all works.
You learn from each other. Yeah, you grow and learn from each other, and that's why it's such a beautiful thing.
But I think it's important to, like, go out and learn things yourself. Like, I know for a fact Leo has said, like, he's, like, learned off YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Well, so he claimed.
I'm like looking at him for approval, like, yeah, you've learned off YouTube videos. And like once he said that to me, I was like, oh my god, I can do that myself. Like I've definitely started like just watching YouTube videos on like cameras and stuff like that, just so I have a bit more knowledge myself, and that I don't always like, because I always feel like I go on set and I'm like, hi, I don't know what's up. And
it doesn't help to go in like that. Then you just feel worse about yourself already.
And then it makes you feel like you're an imposter. But if like having a bit more knowledge then makes me feel like I can go in and be like, oh, okay, I know roughly what I'm doing. Like, oh, the camera might be a bit different than the one I've worked with before, but I can figure it out.
So this year, 2025, bitches, can I say that? I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, why not?
Quarter of a century.
Yeah. We are getting old.
Don't remind me. And as a 2000s baby, every year I'm like, oh, I'm going to become the age of the year.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
And it is really scary in this age now that a lot of people are getting like famous, rich, really, really young.
And really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know about you, but I can assume you're feeling a similar way, that 25 feels too old in a way.
Yeah. Oh my God. I literally, anytime like I Google a young person's age and they're younger than me, I'm like, it's too late for me now.
Exactly. Or
even if they're like a year younger than me, I'm like, it's too late. Look at them. And what have I done?
so random, but fucking Bonnie Blue is my age.
No, I'm sorry. Can we quickly talk about that? Because she does not look your age.
No. Well, yeah, I've seen that. She is a 30-year-old woman. At least. I don't know.
Isn't like Lily Phillips also around her?
She's 23.
Ugh.
Which is so crazy because she also looks older than me, I think.
Yeah.
But she looks young, but older than me.
She looks younger than Bonnie Blue.
Yeah,
but
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's a whole other
I'm
thing.
older, I think, than that. Am I?
Than
Then
Lily Phillips, yeah.
Yeah.
But not Bonnie Blue.
okay, good.
Because Bonnie Blue's 25.
She's 25.
Yeah. No.
Good for her.
Or 24.
Not good.
25.
Please don't
So
partake in the activities they do because it's very dangerous.
Yeah,
for
very
yourself.
harmful for women. And I think that also just brings this interesting kind of question of, like, not only do we feel like we are getting older, but then we see other people resorting to other kind of methods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
And it's still film related, you know?
I think my issue with like things like that is people are gaining popularity through like I don't know what my point is. Never mind. I just
For bad things.
yeah, and also like loads of people are just like influencers are such a big thing now that everyone wants to be that.
Yeah, everyone's an influencer.
Yeah.
Every day you find a new one. No?
God, yeah.
Like, I keep on doing this where I just, like, I'm on Instagram and I somehow stumble upon a reel. And then I go to their account and they have, like, millions of followers. And I've never heard of them.
Yeah. And
it's crazy.
I keep seeing more and more people then, like, going from being an influencer to try and break into, like, the film and TV.
Yeah.
And it feels like to me, it's like, oh, maybe this is an easier avenue than doing all the long, hard hours we are. Like, maybe I should just start posting a few TikToks and, like, being like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Someone hire me.
Exactly. I mean, I've had that thought, and I honestly, I think 2025, I think I will be posting more. And it's not just necessarily, you know, to make it, but it's to help myself get other things I want seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I get views in some way, then I can kind of control where they go, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah. It's such a weird time to, like, navigate that sort of thing, because it's like
everyone's competing again.
Yeah, and it's like, even like, it feels like I'm having to compete for, like, things that aren't even, like, influencer related.
Yeah, and it's just very damaging, and it's an interesting kind of time
like
we're at.
back in the golden days of cinema, like, people, like, you were known for one thing, like acting and stuff like that, and you couldn't really gain fame through other ways to then become an actor. But now there's so many, like, I know I'm speaking acting just like as main topic, but like there's so many, like, new ways now to be noticed and to gain, like, a job other than starting from the bottom in, like, as, like, a runner and stuff like that. And then
it's like people are just getting famous and then figuring out what else they want to do with their lives, and
Yeah.
I think that is a pretty good way of doing it. It's just not good that everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
But that's the way the cookie crumbles. So I am breaking now. This is a break. I've decided we are breaking. So thank you.
Bye.
Hello and welcome back to
Film
Film
Sponge.
Sponge. I am here with my good friend Abby
Hello.
and
this is
Natalia. I was like, what's Film Sponge? Okay, let's continue where we left off, or let's go a little different. So 2025. we've talked about it a little bit. But I think we both had some resolutions that were kind of creative related. So tell me about those. Tell me about
So I wanna make my own thing, guys. Finally.
Your own let me think?
My own let me think. Your own let me think.
Well, I already had my own.
Yeah, my own let me think. I think it's about time that I actually like made something and it not be good, but at least I've done it kind of thing.
You don't know it's not going to be good.
No, but like it probably won't be. And I'm okay with that. Yeah. And I need to be okay with that.
As you should, yeah.
Because I need to get better with not being, like, things not being good. And I also need to get better at me not being good at things, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, because as we talked about, you can only get better.
Exactly. Practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think that is something that I want to do by the end of the year. And also just being more creative. Like I want to do some more photography things. I think that's really fun. And like maybe make some like small little cinematic shorts, like micro shorts and stuff like that. So that's stuff I always enjoy, like landscapes and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you could even combine the two. I think it would be interesting. You know, you live in such a scenic place, and just taking some short clips or even just pictures when you on your route home. You already have tons of pictures, but some short clips, and then just compiling that into a little video. I think that would be nice.
I definitely want to like do more of that. I remember like during like lockdown, I would, not to mention COVID again, but I would do. Like I'd go around on my little hour-a-day walks that we were assigned by the government, and I would like film things, and then like I would edit them on like TikTok and like think about posting it, but it would just sit in my drafts forever. And I want to get better at actually like putting things out there. And something else I really want to get better at is like showing people my work and just things I do, because I fear it so much, and that's why I think I put things off as well, because I'm like, I don't want to show anyone anything. Yeah. Because it's not that I don't want criticism, I just don't want people to like be like, oh, she's actually really bad at this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. That's kind of how I felt about Let Me Think as well, not to bring it up so many freaking times.
No, but it's your baby.
It's my baby. Yeah, I have been putting it off because I am kind of weirdly embarrassed of showing it to people. Again, it was this big like idea that I had that didn't turn out the way I wanted, and it's fine, and I've come to terms with it, and it's good that, you know, it can only go up from here, and that's something we've discussed on this podcast in the last episode too, that it's fine. You know, you need to have room for improvement, but I think it's really fun to challenge yourself and doing these like different quick little things that shouldn't take you longer than a couple days to do. You know, and it doesn't have to go anywhere, but just so that you know that you can do it.
And just practice and like figuring out what you like doing and what you don't like in your style, I guess, as well. It helps with that. What are your resolutions for the year?
Resolutions. My like film kind of resolutions is well, first one, a pretty big one, is I want to finish the first draft of my feature film script, which is crazy because it's a feature film script. It's gonna take a long time.
It's a big boy.
Yeah, and I've been putting it off. I've been doing other things, but I'm trying to kind of make it a constant in my life where every day I work on it just a little bit, even if I am working on something else. I think it's important for me to just finish one first draft, even if it's absolutely horrible.
Yeah, and to keep the ball rolling as well. You don't want to just like let it sit.
Yeah, because I have for years. I've come up with this idea in uni, and I didn't do anything with it. To be fair, it was because my lecturer told me not to. He said it was too controversial. Eugene, I love you, man.
Not the name.
I love Eugene, but he did tell me it was too controversial. And
what was controversial about it? Without giving away the idea.
I will.
Okay, never mind.
I'll cut it. I'll just tell you. It was just the fact that But like basically she's like, he's actually a
Yeah. Okay.
wow. But yeah, point is, I've had the idea for a long time.
Yeah.
And I just, because I knew it would take a long time, I thought, well, I'm not gonna start it, which is stupid. If you know something's gonna take a long time, get started on it.
No, but that's such like a normal thing. I feel like it's so easy to procrastinate,
especially ADHD.
Yeah.
Thing, yeah.
I do that all the time. I don't even know if I have ADHD, but I always like, if I know I have to do something and it's urgent, I'll put it off. I'll do everything else other than that.
Yeah.
Even if it's not urgent, but if it's something that
you
like,
know it's gonna take a lot of energy. Yeah. I'm really bad with that, but that's something I really want to make sure I do this year.
But you're making like the right steps towards it,
yes,
for sure. Like, you know, like doing even a little bit a day, like even if it's just reading over what you've done, is such like an important thing, and it is like in the right direction. So yeah.
And then another one is I wanted to, also script related, to write at least 4 short scripts, which I think is completely able, which I think is realistic.
I think that is realistic. It's like
4 short scripts.
Yeah, 1 every 3 months.
Yeah, like even if let's say I didn't write any, and then right at the end I had to, like I could make it like 5 pages each. You know, it's I'm able to do it, and I've already written 1.
Oh, well done.
Thank you. Technically, I started before this year, but I finished this year, so it's fine. But yeah, so that's a big one. We both want to try other creative things.
Yeah.
What is something you would like to try that you don't really have much knowledge on?
Anything creative?
Yeah.
Okay. I really want to get into tufting.
What's tufting? Oh, is that the...
With like the gun, and you're like...
So cool.
And like people make rugs and like, I guess like art pieces and stuff. I just think that would be so fun. And like it's like kind of like crochet and knitting, but it's obviously with like a machine.
Yeah.
And I think it would be so fun.
I think so too. Yeah. 100%.
So that's one thing I want to. So many things I want to do, but yeah, that's one thing. What about you?
Oh, just general creative thing. I don't know, I'm panicking. The clay. I would love to make like a little trinket tray kind of thing. I saw one with like a duck swimming in a pond. Yeah, I think that would be so cute. Yeah, something like that.
Nice.
How about something film related?
Film related.
Film sponge.
Yeah, I think I want us to work on our production company a lot more. Like already we are working on it a lot, but like I want to continue on it. I think we're at a good pace, and I think this could become something, you know?
If we keep the momentum going.
For sure. And yeah, I definitely want to do that. Like I said, I want to make my own thing. Even if I don't finish it by the end of this year, like I at least want it to be like ready.
Yeah. Do you have an idea for it?
See, I always have ideas, and they're like, I'm really bad at noting my ideas down. So I need to just like dedicate like a notebook or something to just like, anytime I have an idea, to put it down, like maybe get like a little tiny one or something like that. Because I always have ideas, yeah, but I never like develop them fully, or I just like forget about them and stuff. But for my let me think, I don't have an idea yet, because I feel like ideas are sometimes you either get loads at once or nothing. Yeah. And I'm right now in the nothing moment.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think of ways to kind of get those creative juices flowing. How can we do that? Well, I guess we can watch films.
Yeah.
Well, something I thought was really interesting that our good friend, not at all, everyone's our good friend, Greta Gerwig.
My bestie, Greta Gerwig.
Something she said that I thought was interesting. Well, it's not that interesting. She said that you should watch a film and note down while you're watching it what you like about it. And it's interesting because sometimes, I don't know about you, but I feel like I watch a film and I'm just like, yeah, I liked it. Or no, I didn't. But I can't really pick apart exactly what sometimes I can. Sometimes, I don't know. I've been more conscious of it since going to uni. But
I don't know if I agree with Greta. Like, I don't know if you need to whilst watching it. Maybe after, because I think whilst watching it could then take away from the film.
Yeah, I look, because I did it a couple times. I did it with bottoms. Now
Great film.
Yeah,
I love it. No, okay, you just don't get it. You just don't get it.
Look, I liked it, but it's but it just was missing something for me. You know what? No, I know what it is. And I wrote this down.
You're homophobic. No, I'm joking.
Yes. No, take that out. I loved the jokes. I loved the comedy. It was like really like my kind of comedy. What I didn't like was our good friend Rachel. Rachel?
Yeah.
Senate,
yes.
Yes. Her character was very like two-dimensional. I was gonna say one-dimensional. One-dimensional? Can I say one-dimensional?
I think you can say one-dimensional.
Okay. I was like, that doesn't exist, 1D. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Her Rachel, our good friend Rachel, her character was very one-dimensional, where she started a bitch and she ended a bitch. Sorry, spoilers. She literally, the way she apologized, if you recall, she apologized for being a bitch because she's a bitch. She said like, I'm just a bitch, you know? And there was no character arc. There was no
But I didn't mind that because not everyone has to have a character arc, and I think that's I think that's more realistic for someone not to have a character arc. Like, I've known bitches who are still bitches, you know?
Yeah, but would you want to be friends with them? I don't know.
But we don't know what happens at the end. Like, after, they might not be friends. Years
they look like they were friends.
Years go by, you know, we don't know how long the friendship will last. Friends at high school as well are like very different to friends after high school.
True.
I can't believe I just said high school.
Yeah.
Secondary school. We're British.
Yeah. It just my accent throws you off. That's enough to do it because I'm not even American.
But I realize the more I hang out with you, like I occasionally get like an American twang.
I know there's some words that come out. It's really funny. What was a film you watched apart from Call Me by Your Name, because you already mentioned that, and Lady Bird, that
Luca
made you like, what's like basically, if you could make any film and be like, that was my film, what film would it be? That's a good question.
That is a really good question, and I have an answer for you.
Ooh, what is it?
Challenges. You know what? I was so close to saying Challenges, but I can't mention Luca again. I'm gonna say Before Sunrise.
Okay.
It was just one of my favorite films. I love Richard Linklater, the director. He also directed School of Rock, which is such a, like an amazing combo.
Interesting, yeah.
Like, imagine those two being like in your filmography.
Different. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, Before Sunrise.
Wow. Yeah, what made you really...
Just like, firstly, visually, beautiful film. But the way the two characters just talk to each other and like live like their life in that film for that 24 hours is so beautiful. And also it's set on my birthday. But I
forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah. I just think watching two people talk and being so like engrossed in it, that's so magical, and I would love to make something like that.
Yeah.
And I am a big sucker for like a romance film, so that also helps. But yeah.
Well, I totally agree. I remember when I watched it, because I have this thing where some films, when they're like, we were talking about The Holdovers, for example, I found it to be very slow, and it couldn't always like keep my attention on it. Whereas before Sunrise, I was so surprised because it is boring. Like
It's just it's a film about people talking.
Yeah, like if you literally just hear it on like if that's all you know about it, it sounds like a terrible film. It sounds just super slow, like only for like I don't know, special people. But it was that same thing of like, wow, they can literally just have a conversation and that's enough to make me love this,
Yeah.
And it is that romance as well.
I love like slow films like that. Like when they're done right, they are done so well. Like recently, Past Lives as well.
Oh yeah,
that
I really like
that was another one where it was like, it was slow, but it still like took you through a story, and you still like, you feel so many things. Even though again, it's similar. I'd say very similar. What about you?
What film would I want to make?
If you could make any film in the world, and it says it's directed by Natalia Stewart.
That's so hard. Okay. It was a good question, but it's so hard. Okay, well, I have two that are coming to mind because I can't think of anything else. One is one that I've talked about so much. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's not necessary. Look, okay, I love that film, but I can understand why people wouldn't love it. It's just when I watched it, I saw myself in it so much. Just the fact that it's so stupid, it's so wacky.
Didn't we watch it together?
Did we?
Yeah.
In the cinema?
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah.
I really don't remember. Like how wacky and quirky it is, and but at the same time, it's serious. Like it does like touch upon serious topics, but it just kind of like hides them with sprinkles in some like funny little goofiness, and a lot of funny little goofiness. And I just really liked it. I like the meshing of genres, and I don't know, it was so like, I love the hot dog fingers. I really like that. It was so
you
cool.
could have bought them.
Really?
From the A24 store. Yeah.
That's funny.
If you could star in any film,
Ooh.
what would it be?
I could star in any film.
Well, like even voice acting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I could see you saying like something like Shrek.
Oh, I could say Shrek. I don't know. That's really tough for me. How about you? Is there anything?
It would probably be like an animated film.
Yeah.
Something like Shrek or something.
I think it would be really fun. Would you want to get into voice acting? Because we've been talking about that.
Yeah, I think so, but I need to get better at like accents.
But you don't have to. I think like specific people can if they want to. I mean, if they're like, if voice acting is your number one thing, then
yeah. I just feel like I hate my voice too much to get into voice acting. No, I hate it, but I hate hearing my voice back to me.
But you have such a sweet little voice.
Stuffy. I just feel like I sound really like British at times, and I'm also like I don't know.
What's er?
I
haven't heard any
like
ers.
when I talk sometimes, like I can hear that in like words. I can hear like the
Stop it, because now I'm trying to hear it. So.
You'll hear it at the start. Like just then, even at the start. And I know, like, when you notice little like things about you, and once you notice it, you can't unnotice it, and then it becomes like a pet peeve. It's like my own pet peeve.
Well, that ain't no good.
I'm trying to get better at it, okay, guys, please.
Well, that's something, I mean, like, we're growing as individuals. And I think this year has like a lot in store for us, and I'm excited. Are you?
Yeah. 2025, the year of us.
The year of us.
That was
but yeah, I'm so excited to work on things with you.
Same. It's gonna be fun.
It is, I hope. And I'm.
Please say you're excited back.
I'm so excited, and I'm really excited for your own little project.
If it happens, fingers crossed. It will happen.
The thing
Manifesting
is,
it.
Yeah, we have to stop with this if.
Yeah.
There's no if, no buts, no coconuts.
Ooh.
We gotta, you gotta make it happen. And that's, look, like I said, I know I'm a broken record here, but let me think. I just had to push myself to do it, and even though it wasn't the best thing and it didn't go the best way, like during it wasn't the, it wasn't the easiest like ride, but at the end of the day, it's just, I'm glad I did it, and I think you'll be really happy with yourself if you do it too. It's just about
getting out there and
getting
doing
out there,
it.
yeah, and just riding it
Riding the wave.
riding there. No, like, yeah, take a day and just write a little, like, this is what I want to do, a little plan, and that's how it works.
From the expert director.
I am not an expert in any way, shape, or form. Remember when YouTubers would say that all the time? Any way, shape, or form?
I honestly don't.
Okay. Well, that's enough of us blabbering on.
Talking shit.
And making money.
I feel like we could probably go on for ages.
Yes.
Yeah.
We probably could.
So we should cut
but we
it now.
can't. Because you would hate us. So I've decided to end it here. Or I say I have, but really it is my producer looking at me and telling me, please stop. There are children dying.
You are wasting my time. I am hungry. That is what he is thinking.
Yes, and I desperately need to pee. So
Pee break.
That's it for us today. Thank you for listening if you were. And again,
You better be listening.
I have been your host, Natalia. And again, I've been joined here today with my lovely, good friend, Avi.
Hello. Well, goodbye.
And we'll see you again for another Film Sponge.